In this video, I'll show you how to create a button that gives the player coins in Roblox Studio. Let's get started. We need to create a leader stat for our coins. Let's create a quick leader stat script. I have a video going into detail on leader stats, so if you want more information, please check that video out. The link will be in the description. Alternatively, I have a free sample code for a leader stat script in my Discord server, which you can find the link to in the description. So under server script service, let's add a script and rename it to Leaderstats. And again, a quick leader stat script, players equals game, get service players. Players.playerAdded, connect function, passing in the player as a parameter. Local leader stats equals instance.new. Make it a folder inside of the player. Leaderstats.name equals leaderstats, all lowercase. And now let's create our coins. Local coins equals instance.new. I'll make it an int value inside of the leader stats. And coins.name equals coins. You don't have to call it coins, call it whatever you want. Or maybe you've already got a value. Before we create the button, we'll need a remote event so that the client can tell the server we want to increase the coins leader stat. If you want more information on remote events, please check out my video on them, which you can find the link to in the description. Go to replicated storage and we'll create a folder named remote events and add a remote event and rename it to increase coins. Now let's create the button. Add a screen GUI into starter GUI and rename this to something appropriate, such as main GUI. Insert a button. This can be a text button or an image button, but I'll stick with a text button as I don't have any images to use. The script will be the exact same nonetheless, so go for the button that suits you best. Change the image and text where appropriate. So I'll change the text and I'll just make this say click me. Now let's position and size this button. Make sure you do this properly. I'll leave a video linked in the description which goes into detail about the best way to scale UI properly. If you don't know what you're doing with scaling UI, just follow what I do now. So I'll make the size all work on scale, not offset. So I'll go for 0.20, 0.20 on the size, bring it down to the bottom where I want it to be. I'll change the anchor point to 0.5, 0.5, bring it down, and now I can resize it using scale. So how big do I want it? Maybe like this. And then I can just design it how I want, so I'll make it blue. Let's go for something different. Let's go for pink. I'll change the font. Scale up the text. I'll make the text white. I'll give it a text stroke transparency of 0.3, just so we've got some outline there. And now I will add in a UI aspect ratio constraint and just play around with this until it's the size I want it to be, which is about 2.3. I'm then going to add in a UI corner just to give it some rounded edges. 0.20 on that. And then I will add in a text size constraint with a max size of maybe 50. And finally, I'm going to add a UI stroke, which will be border, and I'll make it 2, and I'll give it a dark grey, just to design this button. There you go. We've now got a fairly nice looking button at the bottom of the screen that is sized correctly. If I go to test and then device emulator, I can change the device and the button will look the same on all devices. Let's script the button now. Add a local script into the button. It needs to be a local script because this code will run on the client. First, let's get some services. So what we're going to need to do is get the increase coins remote event, which is inside of replicated storage. So let's get replicated storage, which will be equal to game get service replicated storage. And now we can get our events. So we need the remote events folder. So remote events equals replicated storage, wait for child, remote events. And then we also need the increase coins remote event. So increase coins, and I'll do RE, which is short for remote event, equals remote events, wait for child, increase coins. Now let's get any GUI we're going to need. So we're going to need the button, which is script.parent. And now let's create a function to fire the increase coins remote event. It's always good to put this stuff in a function, just so we can easily change it if we ever need to. Function, and I'll call it increase coins. And in here, we'll just say increase coins remote event, fire server, and that's it. And now we just need to do the button mouse one click event. So button dot mouse button one click connect, and in here we'll just pass in the function we want to call, which is increase coins. Finally, we need to add a script to serve a script service, which will handle the coin increments. Add a script, and I will appropriately rename this to coin handler. Make sure this is a regular script and not a local script, as we want this script to run on the server. So again, we'll do the same. So we're going to need the increase coins remote event. To do that, we're going to need the remote events folder, which to do that, we need the replicated storage service. So replicated storage equals game::get service replicated storage. And now we can get our events. So remote events equals replicated storage, :wait for child, remote events. And now we can get our increase coins, remote event, increase coins RE equals remote events, :wait for child, increase coins. Now we need a function to increase the number of coins the player has. So we'll call this increase coins, and the player is going to be passed in here as we're going to have it as a parameter. And the reason for that is because whenever we fire a remote event from the client to the server, the player on the client is automatically passed as an argument. So we need it as a parameter here because it's automatically passed through. And in here, we're going to get the leader stats. So local leader stats equals player, :find first child, leader stats. And make sure this here is spelt the exact same as it is in here, because we're trying to access something with this name inside of the player. And find first child just checks if we've got it. If it hasn't loaded or it's not there, leader stats will be equal to nil. So this will be nil. So we need to check that we've actually got the leader stats. So if leader stats then, and then we can find the player's coins and increase it. So local coins equals leader stats, :wait for child, coins, and then we can just say coins.value plus equals 1, and just change this to the amount you want to increase by. And the reason we're using wait for child for coins is because if the leader stats have loaded in, the coins will definitely be a child. We know that for a fact. It's just a case of we don't want to really do too many wait for childs, so we'll just check if it exists. If it doesn't, we just won't run the code, but we'll wait for the coins, and once the coins have loaded in, we will change their value. And finally, let's add the on-server event. So increase coins, remote event, .onServer event, :connect, and we're going to fire the increase coins function. Now let's test it. So let's close up this script, hit test and play. And we see we've got our leader stats up here. So this is loaded in properly. And we've got this button. So let's click it. And each time we click, we're getting coins. There we go, that's perfect, and it's all working correctly. Now, if it's not working for whatever reason, I have a video on common errors with Roblox Studio, check that out. Again, I'll leave it linked in the description. But if it's not working, go to script or view if you're in the old Roblox Studio layout, and open up the output. And this will give you any errors down here if it's not working. If you've got any errors, let me know in the comments what the error is. If you just say it didn't work, then it's going to take a lot longer for me to help. I need a debug of errors. If you haven't got any errors, that's fine. Check for orange warnings. If you've got nothing, then we can go through it. But please make sure if you're asking for help in the comments, just leave any information about errors or anything like that, because it makes it so much easier to help out. So other than that, that's it for this tutorial. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, as it really helps us out, and feel free to check out our Discord server, which you can find the link to in the description, where we're trying to build a community of future game developers. Once again, thanks for watching and goodbye.